welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the middle of January love check-in for the sign of Virgo. Alright, Virgo, you're up. Capricorn's already up, and Taurus will be up after you. I'm going to do all the earth signs today. If I can get to the other ones, elementals today, I will. If you want to book a private reading, please follow the link at the top of your screen. If you are international, you're having any trouble booking, just email me. Some countries I have to schedule your booking manually, then invoice you manually, but that's no problem. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. We can make sure that your booking goes through. All right, guys? So let's get right into it. We're going to pull out two romance angel romance angel messages for your middle January. All right, and then we'll get into your simplified spread. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for checking me out. If you're a regular, thank you very much for being a continued watcher and for your continued support. And so let's get right into it. We have Deception. Wow, a card that very rarely comes up, but there it is. An unrequited love. Ah, shoot. All right, Virgo. Let's just see what this is all about for you, okay? We're going to get right into your spread. Deception and unrequited love. Interesting. All right. Let's just see. This is just the middle of the month check-in. If you want to see your full month reading, you can go ahead in the description. Check out the January full love reading for you. You can check out your 2020 love outlook, which is up, your 2020 general outlook. They're all up and all linked in the description, along with everything else you need to know to book a reading, to donate to my channel. All of that is in the description, and thank you so much. All right, so let's just see what Virgo has to deal with this mid-January, and we know that most Virgos are not going to resonate with this reading, right? Because not every reading is for everyone. So let's just see. Hopefully you get some insight from this as you have been drawn to this video. Knight of Pentacles covered with High Priestess. Okay. We have the Fool and the Magician. So 3 major arcana straight out. 2 of Swords, a decision, and 10 of Wands, laying it all down. Bottom of the deck, wow, you have a Hanged Man. Well, Hanged Man is all about awakening. All right. When the Hanged Man comes in, generally indicates that some inspiration or something has come into your life that has now sort of woken you up. It's sort of gotten you to sort of realize that it's time to put your best foot forward. It's time to put more effort in. A lot of times Hangman is interpreted as being stuck. In fact, it is nothing of the sort. It is all about awakening from a period of time in your life where you really just didn't feel like putting a lot of effort in, right? Being stuck implies that you couldn't move if you wanted to. The Hangman can move whenever he wants to. He just hasn't had the inspiration just yet. And so oftentimes what we talk about when he comes into a reading, it really indicates that you are right now in this moment in a process of awakening to something in your life, right? Now let's get right into it. Center card, Knight of Pentacles covered by the High Priestess. Something's going on in your career, right? In your goal. Now when we talk about this being a love check-in, I'm going to say that this really has something to do with a choice, right? Between your career and your love life. Could very well be that someone in your life or a love connection in your life has really been pulling at you, trying to pull you away from your career goals for some reason, right? We have deception and unrequited love, right? So it's really interesting that the Knight of Pentacles will come up as your center card. The Knight of Pentacles is very committed, methodical. He won't stop until he reaches his destination. And I think this is you, Virgo, very much so. But you have High Priestess covering you. So your gut is telling you something's up, right? Your gut is telling you that something's not quite right. And it's affecting, or it has something to do with your career or your business, right? And it has something to do with perhaps your desire to follow this goal, right? It could be that you're involved with somebody who doesn't see this as important as you do, perhaps, right? Well, let's get further. We're going to go further into it. In your focus and in the focus of your mind, your conscious and your unconscious, you have Fool and then you have Magician. So you're about to start a brand new sort of path in your life, right? You know you have everything that you need to do it. All the skills are there. The Fool indicates a whole new stage in your life. You've learned a lot in the previous stages, and you're ready now to sort of embark on a whole new path. I think this path involves your career, right? But it could very well be that you've been dealing with somebody who, you know, is making you sort of choose all of a sudden, right? And it could feel very much like, well, hang on a second. I didn't think you were ever going to make me choose, right? Why am I having to choose now? And this is what it feels like. And the reason why I say that is because I'm looking ahead at this Two of Swords. I think for some of you Virgos out there, you may be dealing with someone who is constantly vying for your attention as far as sort of pulling, you know, making you have to choose between your career and them, right? And it seems very much like, well, wait a minute, you know, when we first got together, this wasn't an issue, right? Feels very much like somebody who, you know, when you first got with them, they made you sort of believe that they would always sort of support you in everything you did, right? And then now that you're with them, feels like they've deceived you in some way, right? Or something is not quite in line with what they used to tell you, right? Because your High Priestess, your intuition is telling you that something is off. You're coming into this period with Two of Swords, and this is what makes me feel like this is a very oppressive relationship that you're in, because Two of Swords talks about really having to make an impossible decision, right? And oftentimes this is a decision between two things in your life that you just can't give up. It could be a decision between family and your lover, or a lover and your career. But here it feels very much like this decision has been forced on you. Right? You feel, I think to a certain degree, you may even resent the fact that you're having to make this decision. It can feel very oppressive. You're around this time off with a Ten of Wands. And so I think for some of you, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough. You've had somebody in your life who's really been sort of unsupportive. Right? And you know it. Right? It could very well be that they've been using you for your money, and now that you are wanting or using you for your financial stability, right? Something is just not right. It feels very much not right. And you know it too with this High Priestess. Something is not right at all. And you're waking up to it now with the Hanged Man. I think that perhaps it almost feels like, Virgo, like you've been dealing with somebody. You've been allowing them more and more slack. You've been giving them chances and chances. Maybe sticking up for them when other people have been telling you that this is not the right person for you. They're holding you back. Now that you're absolutely ready to start a new path in your life, a career path, or something that you feel very strongly about, because the Knight of Pentacles is very committed to his goal. Rather than having this person sort of support you, you're finding that their energy is very oppressive. You're finding it a little bit unfair that they're forcing you to choose. And I think you're waking up to the fact that you've really been giving them too much leeway in your life, because you round this period off with a Ten of Wands, which is a feeling of saying, guess what? Enough is enough. I don't want this oppressive feeling anymore. I don't want to continually have this burden that you're putting on me. It seems like a lot of responsibility that they've put on you. Right? And it's interesting, unrequited love, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Again, I think this really very much speaks to someone who, you know, they may have said they love you, but at the end of the day, their love has been very shallow. And now that you're finally, you know, and I don't want to say finally, you've probably always been following your dreams, but right now you're about to embark on something very important for you. With Magician and Fool and conscious and unconscious, you're talking about a really like a feeling of right now you're feeling elated as far as your career is concerned, because you know you have the ability with this Magician energy, right? And you know you're about to embark on a whole new path. And it's like, well, why can't you just come with me? Why can't you just be supportive? But you realize that the truth is really coming out with this individual. And I'm going to say, Virgo, I think you very much resent, excuse me, I think you very much resent the fact that they're making you choose. I think they're probably trying to put you through some guilt trips. And you're realizing, hang on a second, somebody who really loved me, really supported me, would not be making me choose. Right? Two of Swords is generally a situation where the choice is so impossible. It's called oftentimes is referred to as the land of indecision, because you just never come to a choice between the two. The secret with this card, though, is to find balance, because ultimately the Two of Swords is about balance, right? This is Moon and Libra energy. So this is really ultimately about finding a balance between all of the things you want to have in your life, right? And not being forced to pick one over the other. And a lot of times, Two of Swords is a decision that somebody is sort of, pressuring us to make. And you realize that, and I think by the end of this period, you're like, guess what? You lay it all down, you're done. And I think you wake up with this Hangman. You're waking up to the fact that in a lot of areas, you've been feeling pressure from this person. You've been feeling burdens from this person, right? And it's just become too much. Ten of Wands is very much about laying it down and moving forward. And I think that this middle month period, you absolutely do that, right? And I urge you to really follow your gut here, because the High Priestess covering the Knight of Pentacles will tell you everything that you need to know. And will absolutely steer you in the right direction. And I would urge you to follow your dreams. If any of you Virgos are resonating with this, if you ever have someone in your life who doesn't support you, who doesn't support what you truly desire to do with your life, let them go. Let them go, because someone who loves you will always want to see you do the best you can, or fulfill your wishes and your dreams. And any kind of pressure, is a manipulation. And I think that you wake up to this and you find yourself very much wanting to free yourself by the end of this month. All right, guys, this is your reading, short and sweet. It's just the middle of the month check-in. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. Like I said, if you're trying to book an international reading, go ahead and email me, bowandarrowtarot@gmail.com. So that we can schedule that and invoice you manually. Check out your other readings that are all linked in the description. But for right now, Virgo, have a wonderful mid-January period, and I'll see you February for your February love outlook. Bye-bye now.